This is a video I wrote and recorded before the official release of the season premiere of The Owl House, Separate Tides, but it will not be releasing until after the episode has officially aired to a wide audience. So I am not going to worry about saying that this video is going to tell you about what happens in this episode, because I assume that y'all already know and y'all are okay with that. I'm going to be talking freely, and it is my pleasure to do so because it is such a good season premiere. A good season premiere accomplishes two different tasks at the same time. It establishes the new conflicts that are going to drive the show as it goes forward, and it demonstrates the fallout and the implications of what happened at the end of the last season. You need to demonstrate those lingering consequences so the season doesn't feel like it's negating what happened in the previous one. The season premiere that comes to my mind right away when I think about this is the Season 2 premiere of Avatar: The Last Airbender, called The Avatar State. Season 1 of Avatar ends in dramatic fashion with Aang summoning up the powers of the Avatar State to wreak havoc on Zhao's army. It's a great moment, but it would feel a little overblown were it not for how Season 2 in its premiere takes the time to slow down and digest the emotional consequences of that. Aang is terrified of the Avatar State. He doesn't feel like he's himself when he's in that state. He just feels like this monster of rage and destruction. So, by establishing that, the show both answers the logical question of, oh hey, why doesn't Aang just use the Avatar powers to destroy the Fire Lord right away? And it really delves into his internal conflict. Is it right for him to go into the Avatar state when he feels like he can't control himself, when he feels like he's not really him? This is a conflict that will drive the rest of the season and the rest of the show. Also, we get, at the end of this episode, an introduction to the fragility of the Avatar state. A practical reason why one would not want to always be in the Avatar state, because if you are killed while in the Avatar state, you're gone forever. This, of course, comes back at the end of the season when Azula kills Aang in the Avatar state, and were it not for Katara's fortune to have that spirit water at hand, the Avatar state would have ended right then and there. The Season 2 premiere of The Owl House works for similar reasons. It is not quite as dark, and by the end of the episode, a new sort of rapport has been formed, broken connections have been repaired, everyone is getting on the same page in terms of working as a team going forward, but it is a long way toward getting to that point. Everyone needs to really emotionally grapple with the consequences of what happened at the conclusion of Season 1. Luce places blame on herself for the destruction of the portal between the Boiling Isles and the human realm at the end of Season 1, and thus she blames herself for the state of deprivation into which the family has fallen due to its no longer being able to access that portal. So Luce really takes responsibility and steps up to provide for the family, and while it is extremely nice to see her mature and look outside herself, she gets into very dangerous situations, and Ida must help her, while assuring Luce that Luce doesn't need to do all this herself. Lilith is also trying to get into Ida's good graces. She doesn't really know what to do with herself after all her grand ideas about lifting Ida's curse fell flat by the end of Season 1. So she wants to make amends, and she wants to prove to Ida that she's trustworthy, but in doing so, she also falls into this trap of rugged individualism, and ultimately, she needs Hooty to try and reach out to her and confirm to her that yes, even though she is trying to make things right with Ida, and she's right for doing that, she doesn't have to do it alone. She can rely on others like Hooty. There are a lot of messy feelings in this episode, a lot of contradictory emotions, but there is one character who floats gleefully above all that emotional nuance, and that is the Golden Guard. He is a bratty teen who enjoys tormenting other people in a very sardonic and mocking way, almost as much as he enjoys his newfound status as the poster child, literally, of the Emperor's Coven now that Lilith has been branded a traitor. He revels in his position, demonstrating little empathy and a lot of callousness, but he's hard to hate because he's so witty and clever, and he takes such pride and pleasure in his mockery. He is quite similar to the ethos of the show itself, I would say. He is serious and dramatic, and he is not to be ignored or dismissed, but he also doesn't take the world or himself that seriously. The same can be said for the show itself. But who in fact is he? There have been a lot of theories that have been popping up about his identity, and I think the prevalence of these theories is justified. He is certainly hiding something from us. There's no reason to keep him in a mask otherwise. It's a basic screenwriting rule. If a character has a mask, there should be some reason for it. There should be something the character is hiding. Call it Chekhov's mask. While we see more of him in these early episodes, including his fabulously long hair, we do not see his face. There is something he is hiding behind that mask, and a lot of people have speculated that he is in fact a human. I'm not entirely sure that there is evidence enough to back up this hypothesis at this juncture, but it's reasonable to think that he is hiding something, that he is not who he appears to be. I would be very disappointed if there's no reveal about him other than, oh, I'm more evil than you anticipated. His motivations and backstories and all his secrets are going to be a lot more interesting, I believe, than the show has hitherto indicated. But what are the Golden Guard's secrets? Is he a human too? Possibly. There has been a lot of recent speculation that he is the son of Emperor Balos. I have no opinion on this hypothesis. It could well be true, but at this juncture it doesn't seem like that would be such a dramatic reveal. We don't know much about Balos or much about the Golden Guard, so the show indicating that they're related would be a reveal that evokes a feeling more of, oh, that's interesting, I hadn't thought about that, than, oh wow, what a twist! There's not really much artistic value at this juncture in revealing that, oh, this snarky, evil bad guy we've been looking at is related to this ultimate evil bad guy. A good reveal should make us reevaluate what we thought about the characters and the relationships between them. This reveal would not do that, at least at this point. It's possible that there could be a lot of interesting familial tension between Balos and the Golden Guard, and that would be interesting to analyze, but simply revealing that the two of them were related would not really have that quality of a great twist, which is forcing us to see things in a different light. My personal theory is that he is connected to Ida in some way. Maybe he's Ida's son. That's my loony conspiracy theory for this season. Wouldn't that be strange? I honestly don't know how serious I'm being, but that would be a very interesting reveal. The two of them are related in some way. Ida has not seen him for a long time, so she does not recognize his voice. They are keeping his real name secret from the characters for a reason, I believe. That name is probably not secret to Lilith, considering that she worked with him for so long in the Emperor's Coven. It is a secret to Luce, but Luce has not been in this world for a long time, so I highly doubt there's some sort of hitherto unrevealed connection between her and the Golden Guard. That leaves Ida. Ida has not seen his face, and she does not know his name. That is hidden, not just from the audience, but from her, and I believe there is a reason for that. I believe that if she saw his face or she heard his name, she would recognize him. Ida, I believe, is by far the most likely to have some connection to his past identity. And when that past identity is revealed, it will most likely make a large impression on Ida. I believe that is why that identity is being hidden from her, but what exactly that identity is, we don't know. I'm sure the show will answer that question going forward. While the show is significantly different from Gravity Falls in a lot of ways, it does have some important similarities with Gravity Falls, the most notable of those similarities being this willingness to hide these mysteries in the background before later revealing them. And while they're in the background, they're not exactly intruding on the main plot, but they're just there, existing, working on fans' minds as we try and figure out what exactly is going on. That can be really effective when it's done well, and it's done well here, so can't wait to see the truth about the Golden Guard. If you have any ideas about who his identity actually is, feel free to type them in the comments below. I'd be really interested. So anyway, tune in soon for my next analysis. It will be coming soon, I promise you that. Thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Donate to my Patreon if you can and you want to see more videos like this. Keep watching The Owl House. This first episode is fantastic. It's a step up from the series premiere back in Season 1, and I really can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future of this show. Also, if you are, in fact, a Lumity fan, you are going to like the next episode coming up, Escaping Expulsion. That is all I am going to say. Adios, comrades.